Hey, welcome back to another episode this week from Life for Living Well. My name is Richard, and I'm going to be your anchor for today. And the topic I have for you today, I call it the willpower. What is it about the willpower that many people talk about it, but only few people actually exercise this in their life in many ways? It helps them to overcome many difficulties. It allows them to arise many times they fall. Confucius says our greatest strength is not because we never fall, it's because we arise every time we fall. And that's the power of willpower. And this week I wanted to look into that, and I just wanted to summarize how I've observed it work in the life of men and women that have made impact in this world. And if it's something that you talk about but you haven't seen the power of willpower in your own life, perhaps this podcast might help you and allow you to see it in a way that you didn't imagine that is possible to do. Firstly, it is not something that you can touch or you can feel, but you can actually see the result. And mostly is the behavior of the people that exercise the willpower in their life. So exactly what is willpower? If you look into dictionary, it's more to excited effort in the control of what you wanted to achieve or control your impulse. And if you look around you today, one of the biggest challenge that we have in this current time, as much we have so much opportunity in terms of health, in terms of information, in terms of technology, in terms of finances, in terms of well-being, we are the most fortunate generation compared to previous generation in terms of everything. We're also the generation that we have so much information, but we lack knowledge, we lack wisdom. Because how do we translate or transcending this information to something that meaningful come with wisdom? Today we go back to 1,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, we still find wisdom that the great teachers in past generations are older than to us. We read the book about the sage, we read the book about the mystic, we read the book about astronomy, and before the science, people use different sources of knowledge to gather the information and use that as knowledge to form our own. But despite the fact that we have so much advancement, we also now suffer a lot, in my own personal opinion, that we have a tendency to easily get distracted. We want instant results. All our experiences are transitory, and we want to feel high every day. So we compare what happened yesterday to today, and it has to be better today than yesterday. We start many things, we hardly finish them because the joy that we wanted to arrive from it has not been experienced at one time as soon as we want it. So people get involved in so many things. The moment that particular thing is not giving them the joy or happiness that they are looking for to it, they dump it, they drop it, they jump, even when they are so close to get the reward of their effort. So how do we use a willpower? And so let's get started. Okay, So I want to focus on the area of using your willpower in the self-awareness and mind. There's nothing more sad is see someone having a dream, but only just talk about it time and a time. There's nothing more sad in my heart listen to people having a vision and overthinking how it's going to be done. There's nothing more disappointing. See someone working day and night and was about to close to achieve his aim. They give it up. They abandon it. So this is it. So it takes willpower to see your vision, to believe in this vision, and to work toward this vision, and to control your impulse. If it's your goal is to pay off your debt, if it's your goal to minimize your debt, why on earth that you spending your resources in a way that is not working toward that goal? If you like financial education, one of the willpower is not just say to yourself that from today, this is what I'm going to do, is to educate yourself, is to know your strength, is to know your weakness, is to one of your strongest willpower is not to put yourself in an environment that will allow you to do things counterproductive toward your main goals. So the truth is we have developed skills in order to be productive, whether we like it or not. If you want to become an achiever in your life, you want to create an impact, you want to serve, whatever you want to do that have a greater goal within yourself or above yourself, you need a willpower. And almost everybody have it, but not everyone work on it. So it's the same thing. If you have a garden and you don't wet it all the time, there is a chances that the weed will overgrown in your garden, and you might see your neighbor garden look beautiful. It's because they tended to it daily. And this is what you have to work on yourself. You have to understand that there's most thing you cannot do in this world without the willpower. If you decided that you want to live your life a certain way, it will not just happen by magic. You needed to exercise a bit of control to your impulses, a bit of energy to what you want to make it happen. So if your goal is to be productive and living a purposeful life, you need a willpower. Why? So let's look at the two things that are taking our limited energy away. Number one, people. Number two, gadgets. Have you ever been in the queue or even in the public transport or public places and see how people glue on their phone as if their life depends on it? Have you ever been in restaurants where friends or family sit down to have a meal and every one of them stop talking to each other, or one person talking and someone or all of them pretending that they can be multitasking and replying and talking on the phone at the same time? Have you ever seen how people can bring their own issue into your life if you are not mindful of your energy? Bring their own pain, bring their own suffering, bring their own panic and fear into your life with emotional language. You get home, you couldn't sleep, you start thinking how to help them or how their problem will affect you. Have you ever be mindful how people bring the story or gossiping about other people's life in a negative way, saying things that they cannot say in front of that people, but say it behind them. So you always come across this story at one point in your life. These are the two things that drain your energy. And in order for you to rise above this thing, you have to be thinking like an investor. So what you want to invest your energy on, what you don't want to invest your energy on, and this is take willpower. Firstly, you have to identify how you want to live your own life. No one can tell you how to live your life because you know already what you really want. So how you exercise your willpower will be more productive once you know how you want to live your life. What do you want to make happen in your life? So you began to exercise your resources into all these things. So this is why the willpower is very important, and most people think about it, most people have it, but because of the interesting time we live, it takes a lot of courage to establish your willpower in a way that your impulse or the impulse of people around you are not derail you for your main goal. So you have to become smart in giving and taking energy, and you have to know what you allow to come into your zone. There will be a lot of distraction, no doubt about it. There will be things that will take you away from your main focus and from your main goal. But the only thing that will keep you on track, even when you get distracted, to get you back to the way, is your willpower. And know that you have this and take responsibility and accountability for it. So in order for you to achieve your goal and live a more purposeful life, if that's what you want. So be aware of your feelings. Decide how you use your willpower to work for you and your mind. Because even when something outside of you doesn't distract you, I'm guaranteeing you, your mind will do. Because all the information, all the thought of other people, or the belief that comes unconsciously will start playing your mind. And once your mind becomes your master, he is a terrible master. You become a slave. So make your mind work for you. Tell your mind what you want your mind to do for you. And your body and your goals and your willpower will follow. You got to learn how to let your mind be your servant rather than be your master. Probably I have to make another podcast on this one, but for today, I'm focused on the willpower. So how did your willpower help you? Let's say you want to become more loving and you want to be more kind. How do you use your willpower in this area as well? Because the moment you say you want to become something, you will be tested. I remember the recent book I read, The Alchemist, how the desert tested the young man. It's the same thing. The moment you label yourself a certain way, you will be tested, and time after time, you will be failed if you are not what you say you are. Because you will think you are a certain thing, but the universe will brought you an experience that will test you. If you think you are a lovable person, you will be tested with people that are very demanding. It could be within your family or your colleagues or your friend or stranger. So, and this is a good thing, not a bad thing. So that's why when you see things that you go through, see it as an experiment of life. So back again to the topic that we look into, the willpower. So exercising the willpower is to exercise power over your impulse, because as a human being, we are also an animal. So our impulsive is our lowest instinctive nature of our being. How you manage this will determine how much things you're able to manifest in your life in a way that support growth, life, and not only benefit you, benefit your community, benefit everyone. Yeah, sometimes I have the opportunity to work in the past with a lot of elite, and I've seen a lot of dedication they put into their work. But most people don't see that. They see what they do on the race day. But even the race day, they come across a lot of internal challenges. Some of them is their mind. Some of them is their body letting them down. But most of them do get to the final goal of their aim. So I do ask someone one day that, what do you always set up as a goal? And he said that you always have 3 goals. The first goal is to finish what he started. The second goal is to finish certain time. And the third goal is to make sure that he did not stop. So I said, okay, what happens if you can't finish the time you set? And he said then he will move to the first goal, is to finish. So what I'm trying to say to you, if your goal is to finish, you will find so many things that will make it impossible for you to finish it. It will take a willpower. And this is where willpower can look across like a stubbornness. But stubbornness based on principle is what I would consider personally as a willpower, because almost great things that I achieve in this world, achieve with people that exercise willpower to their goals, because they will be tested like everyone. They will be distracted by instant glory and instant pleasure, instant gratification. But how many of this instant gratification can you truly allow without killing your goals and dreams? So these people that exercise the willpower, you don't see them engaging in gossiping or allow gadget or allow emotions like anger, fear, or other people's agenda to have direct impact on them. They exercise the willpower. If the way they want to live their life is to not to engage in gossiping, they know people that can bring that into their life. And even if they find themselves in it, they know how to change the topic or get themselves out of the place. So the willpower decide what you put your awareness on. So this is it. So where is your awareness is where your energy goes. So if you put your awareness to the thing that you want to achieve, like you want to pay off your debt, you want to buy a house, you want to travel over the world, you want to read 10 books or 5 books every month, or you want to be more loving, you want to spend more time with your friends or family, your willpower will help you to cultivate your energy in making this thing happen. So how do you exercise willpower in your life currently now? How would you exercise the willpower in your life? So let us know. I hope this podcast helps someone. Like I said, all of us are a student of this place, and no one knows. So if someone says I know everything, they are not the people you should listen to, because no one knows. The people that know, people that are wise, know that they know nothing. So Socrates said, I applaud you this week that if you haven't been using your willpower to your greatest strength, please try to exercise that. Focus on one thing at a time and using your willpower to make sure that whatever you start, make sure that you finish it. Make sure that you finish it, and that's how you experience success, as you experience greatness in your life. So I hope this particular podcast helps someone. If you have any question, please feel free to write me at info@lifeforlivingwell.info. Once again, my name is Richard. Whatever you do this week, enjoy it and stay safe. Thank you.